mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon. This is Ben Coleman, your Business Development Manager here at Disability Insurance Services. Thank you again for joining us on another Wednesday webinar. Folks, this webinar today that we're doing for you is backed by popular demand. About 3 weeks ago, we did our initial broker computer assisted marketing presentation, and it was so popular, we had such a great response that we wanted to do it again. So hopefully this is the first time you're joining us. If it's the second time, even better. We'd love to give you more information. As you know, we do these webinars every Wednesday, 11 o'clock here, Pacific Standard Time. We try our best to keep the presentation about 20 to 25 minutes. We know how valuable your time is, so we really do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and your busy schedule to meet with us for a brief period of time. Typically, our webinars are based around sales ideas and educational materials. You know, we like to keep things practical and easy for you so that when you're out talking about disability insurance to your clients, you're feeling more comfortable and more confident. So today's presentation is a little bit different. It's a great technology that we've developed here in-house that nobody else out there in the industry is doing. So we have our President of Disability Insurance Services, Mr. Dan Steenerson, who's going to be giving the presentation today. Dan has been in the industry for almost 30 years and founded DIS almost 14 years ago. So it's before we get started, let me let you know, if you folks have any questions on the right-hand side of your screen, please feel free to enter them in that question box because we can't hear you. But we will do our best, time permitting, to answer all those either during the presentation or at the end if we've got about 5 minutes left to get to those. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you to Dan Steenerson. Dan, take it away.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. And again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are so happy that you're here to spend a little bit of time with us. You know, there's an old saying that says, feed a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And that's what we hope to accomplish today. We want to show you how you can go out and fish for more clients, expand your prospect base, and be able to write more business using a better lure, and that is what we call the computer-assisted marketing program. So that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, now, let's get this thing going. Okay, here's our agenda for today. We're going to talk about what we call the broker computer assisted marketing, the BCAM. We're going to show you how the BCAM works, and we're going to tell you and show you why you as a producer should be using the BCAM today in your marketing efforts. Well, it's really broken up into 3 different parts, and that is, number 1, we want to give you an e-blast tool to reach out for more prospecting. We want to provide you with a custom quote engine for your website, and then number 3, we've also developed an email signature quoting link. Now, I haven't seen this out in the industry today, and I don't know of too many distributors that are providing this. In fact, I know of no distributor that's providing it to their brokers. But I think once you get a chance to take a look at this and see what's available to you, you'll be pretty impressed. Well, let's talk about, number 1, the e-blast tool. This is how to really generate DI leads. We've got a library of 2 dozen different letters that you can choose from. We'll brand those letters with your name on it. Your emailed letter will contain a request a quote link, so when your prospects read this letter that's e-blasted out to them, they'll see that there's a link on there for them to get an additional quote, and they'll go ahead and submit that quote. The quote is simultaneously sent to DIS for processing. Now, bear in mind, they don't see anything on this e-blast that says anything about DIS. We prepare the quote, and then we send it out to you. Now, here's an example. This is a broker of ours that we showed this technology to, and he said, great, let's jump on it. Here's an example letter that we sent out on his behalf. His logo at the top, here's a picture of the producer, Charles Pascu, and he sent this out to a list of all his prospects. And it said, Dear John, take a moment to think about your savings and other resources. If you became seriously sick and unable to work today, how long could you and your family survive without your income? If you're like most people, you may be seriously underinsured for the risk of disability, even if you have an employer-paid disability plan. Because remember, folks, employer-provided disability plans are taxable, right? And very often, what you're talking about is rather than covering 60% of your income, after tax is more like 40% of your income. So the letter goes on to say, you might be surprised to learn that many disabilities are caused by illness, not just by injuries, and the risk of financial devastation and mortgage foreclosure due to disability is quite high. Fortunately, getting the paycheck protection you need has never been easier. Why wait another second to protect your income and your lifestyle? Request a complimentary quote today. You'd be glad you did, or to learn more about individual disability insurance, click here. Sincerely, Charles Pascu. Now, when they click that request a complimentary quote, a quote engine will actually come up. And this is what it's going to look like. This quote engine, when we do our e-blast, will actually have the first name and the last name preloaded on there. So when they click that, this screen pops up in their Outlook, and they can see that what they need to do is just add their date of birth, the state they're in, their gender, are you a smoker, are you not a smoker, do you have disability insurance, what's your occupation, government employee, yes or no, are you a business owner, yes or no, submit. Boom. We've got everything that we need to run a quote and send it to you. Again, when they get this information, it has your private branding on it, not DIS. And when they submit this quote to us, you're notified that you have a prospect that has asked for a quote. We're notified with the additional information to run a quote. We run it. We send it to you. It works like magic. Now, let's talk about a case study. We had an agent call us looking for a way to market to her 1,100 physician clients. It's in California here, up in LA. The original idea was to do a direct mailer. And we pushed back and said, well, let us think about this and see if we can come up with a better mousetrap for you. Because there were some cost issues there, and then there's no way of being able to track a direct mailer. And a lot of time consumption. So what we did is we came up with a physician template letter. She provided us with the Excel spreadsheet of all the doctor clients that she had, and we started blasting these folks at 8 a.m. in the morning. By 11:30, we had 33 of her clients request quotes based on this blast. We turned around, sent the quotes to her. She picked up the phone, set up appointments, and I think she sold like 22, 23 of the policies, of the quotes. All right, number 2. Question. Does your website right now have a DI-branded quoting engine? And if the answer is no, I've got some good news for you. And that is this. We can give you a website quoting engine that has your brand on it. So when your clients or consumers come to you and your website and look at what you have to offer, they actually see a quoting engine with your brand on it. They don't see DIS. DIS is transparent. We're in the background, and we're working there. Here's an example, another broker that we have. And what he's done is he has feature links on his website. And as you can see there, he highlights it by saying paycheck replacement quote. Now, they quote that or they click that, and up comes his quoting engine. Does it look familiar? It's the same quoting engine that you sent out on your e-blast. So there's some continuity there. Your consumers, your clients, your prospects, they come to you, they go to your website, they see this, they put in their name, date of birth, gender, income, click submit. Again, that comes to us directly to our sales floor. We embed your name on the quote request so we know it's coming from you. It's part of your hierarchy in our database. And at the same time it comes to us, there is a confirmation that goes directly to your email stating that John Doe or whomever just requested a quote, so you have that for your records. We process the quote information and we send it directly to you. Again, we do not talk to your clients. We gather the information, the request from the clients, and then we push the work product downstream to you so you can call your clients. Strictly wholesale. You're our clients. We work for you, not the consumer. Number 3, are your emails generating DI quotes? And what I mean by that is that every time you send an email, at the bottom of your email, you should have a signature link. And here's an example right here. This is another broker of ours, Don Kuhn. And he states here, without a doubt, this process is a time saver and simplifies my life. I look forward to using this process over and over again to help both me and my clients. Thanks for setting this up for me. And here's an example. Here's Don's email signature. And what he does is he basically puts in a little quote here that says, have you insured your paycheck? Pretty provocative question. You know, when you ask people if they have disability insurance, they're more inclined to say, no, I'm healthy, I don't have to worry about that. But when you ask them, do you have paycheck protection, it really elevates the whole discussion to a different level, because everybody, particularly now in this recession, understands the need to safeguard their paycheck. So in the event someone asks, well, you know, what is this all about, they can click here for more information, or they can click on the link icon, which we also provide to you for your emails, and we will take them to an educational page as well as a quoting page such as this. Again, it's your quoting page. For example, this one says, congratulations for taking a smart step towards a more secure future. Did you know that every year 350,000 personal bankruptcies are attributed to injuries and unexpected illnesses? It's true. When you secure paycheck protection, you help ensure that your family can sustain its lifestyle no matter what happens. Complete the form below to generate a complimentary disability insurance quote. Your agent will contact you to explain the details. And again, they go through the steps, A through A, B, C. So there you go. There's an email signature quoting link for you to use when you're transacting business throughout the day. You're putting another hook in the water, giving more prospects the opportunity to learn more about disability insurance. And who knows, folks? We don't know who's going to become disabled. From a morbidity table, we know out of a group of 1,000 people at any given cell, be it an occupation, an age, or a classification, what have you, we know how many are going to be disabled and for how long they're going to be disabled. We just don't know who. And we don't know the person that buys disability insurance from you. They may be that person that becomes disabled one day. Well, what's the catch and how much is this going to cost? Here's the good news, folks. It's free, 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 except for the gas that you put in your car. And let me tell you what I mean by that. We will provide to you, as a broker of doing business with DIS, a branded quoting engine. And you should have this. One way or another, you need a quoting engine on your website no matter what product that you're selling. Number two, the email signature quoting engine. That's also available to you at no cost. We have a custom e-blast letter library that will put your brand on it at no cost. We'll help you with the broker computer-assisted marketing quote generation blast at no cost. We'll custom brand our representation of DI products at no cost. And then also, something I have not mentioned prior, is a client autoresponder. When a quote is run on your behalf, we will send out an autoresponder from our services, from our servers that will ask the client, have you had an opportunity to take a look at the quote that we sent out to you? And if not, or if so, you may have some questions. Please feel free to call me. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. The only cost to you out of these three different aspects, one, the e-blast, two, the quoting engine, three, the signature link, the only cost to you is if you do or elect to do an e-blast to your prospects or clients. And the cost that I'm representing here is not our cost. It's not what we are charging. It's what your e-blast vendors are going to be charging you. We're finding on the average it's about $7 per 1,000 emails. And we have a number of different vendors that we can refer you to, but that you would pay them and then they would do that blast on your behalf. Now, there is no cost for the quoting engine or the email signature link. That's completely free. If you choose to do the e-blast, that's typically what you're going to be looking at is about $7 per $1,000. And you can send out that blast to your clients. Okay, so in summary, the BCAM technology is going to help you develop DI sales leads. It's going to give you a custom brand for DI products, and it's really going to help you earn greater commissions. Now remember, this is a wonderful way to fish. You know, if we just give you a lead to go out and sell DI to somebody, that's going to feed you for one day. And from time to time, we do have leads and those things come up. And if you're working with us, you might want to ask the sales team about that and get on our list so we can provide those to you. But more importantly, we want to put more hooks in the water for you so that you can fish more efficiently in your career. Well, Ben, that about completes my presentation to these fine folks. I do appreciate your time and your effort to come to our webinars. And Ben, let me just turn it back over to you.
Hey, Dan, thanks. I appreciate that. Folks, before I get to the questions, I just want to kind of reemphasize exactly what Dan mentioned earlier about how this whole idea stemmed. And it was really from that case study where we had the broker that had 1,100 physician clients that they wanted to reach, they wanted to touch base with. Well, rather than the traditional way of sending out a letter, Dan and our IT department came up with the idea, let's send out a blast, and in that blast, let's have an active hot link, an active quote link, where the client's information is already going to be populated because the broker had the list of all those existing physicians, and then all they would have to do is enter a little bit more information, and before you know it, it's so instantaneous. And we put together, the original letter we put together was geared towards physicians and the rates increasing for disability. So I remember I was back in the sales department when this went out a little over a year ago, and just how great it was to start seeing all those emails come directly to our sales machine. And not only did it come to us, as Dan mentioned, the broker received notification, and we were all kind of taken aback by it because of how successful it was. So we took that great idea, we developed multiple letters in our library that you can gear towards, certain occupations, just promoting paycheck protection, wherever it may be, and made that available to you, to all of our agents. So we think this is definitely going to be hopefully a hot tool that you guys can use anywhere out there. And it didn't just stem from the e-blast. We took it 2 steps further, allowing you to put that link directly on your own website or putting it in that email signature. So I strongly encourage you, if you can, to use all 3 options. If you've got a list of clients you can e-blast, definitely do that. If you have your own website, put it on your website, and all of us send out email. So what does your current email signature say? How easy would it be for you just to drop in this signature link? All 3 are great tools, and as I said, I encourage you to use all 3, but maybe one of the 3 is something that you want to focus on for the time being. We make those available to you. If you're interested in doing this, contact us today. About an hour after this presentation, you will receive the BCAM report, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That actually has a list of all the letters that we put together. It goes a little bit more in depth on the quote engine and the request form. It's fantastic, folks. I can only have great things that I can say about it, but we've also had very positive feedback from all of our agents that have begun to use this. As I said, we've only really started promoting this over the past month, but a very strong response. So let us know. Give us a call today. If you have further questions, please don't hesitate to ask. As always, there's some good questions, and I do want to add, I want to touch base on this real quick. People have asked us, can you put this on your social networking site, your Facebook, your Twitter account, your LinkedIn? The answer to that is yes. So again, it goes above and beyond just your email signature or your own personal website. If you have a Twitter account, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it may be, you can drop the same link onto that site right there. So that's always a good question that we ask. And let's see, the report, as I mentioned, you guys will get the report about an hour after the presentation. Here on the screen, folks, this is our website. If you've never been, if you're out there surfing the internet today, check it out. It's very user-friendly, geared directly for you, the agent, where you can go on here and you can always request quotes through our website. Check out recent webinars that we've done. There's articles, sales ideas, policy updates. So check that out if you haven't registered already. I encourage you to do that as well. And before I turn it back over to you, Dan, folks, I do want to, again, thank you for joining us on today's Wednesday webinar. Next week's another great one. It's a relatively new one we put together, which talks about critical illness. And that's another product that you may not have known that we offer, because primarily we focus on the long-term individual DI, but we do offer critical illness, which is a kind of an up-and-coming hot product out there on the marketplace. So if you want to learn more about CI or critical illness, make sure you register for next Wednesday. That's going to be the 29th of September, same time, same place. We look forward to having you guys on there. So, Dan, I'm going to throw it back to you. But, folks, if you have any more questions or anything that you want to know about the broker computer-assisted marketing, please give us a call today. Thanks for joining us. Dan, back to you.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. And, again, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have a wonderful day today. If there's anything that we can do to help you with disability insurance, please feel free to give us a call. Take care now.